Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Gundam of Gundams. I'm Josh.
This is Amy.
So, happy Halloween, everyone!
Yay! Happy Halloween! Happy autumn solstice thing, I don't know, or Day of the Dead, or any other thing that you guys are celebrating right now, but right now it's Halloween.
Yep. So, I was gonna say in honor of Halloween, but for the circumstances of Halloween,
For the special occasion of Halloween.
yes, we have put together a list of the top 10 scariest weapons in Mobile Suit Gundam.
Not just, by guessing Gundam universe in general.
Yeah.
Not just Mobile Suit Gundam 0079. This is, any Gundam that we could find any freakish super weapons and or very scary ways to die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this is probably our most scripted with, quotation marks around it video.
Quotation marks.
We made bullet points for everything, but I don't do very well with scripts, so...
Yeah, and you guys heard how well I did with the script. Just watch the Burning Gundam Master Grade review at the very end.
But yeah, so we just wanted to do our kind of first top 10 of just something scary, because it's Halloween. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess we'll jump into it. Obviously, guys, in the comments, please tell us what you think about the picks. If you have, your own list you want to share with us, it'd be cool. Tell us why, too. A spoiler for right now is that we were, we did so much discussion about 1 and 2. It was crazy, so we're going to do our list up to the top 3. Do some honorable mentions, and then we'll do 1 and 2 to try to describe how we made those decisions.
Yeah, I feel like, if there's going to be any problem with anyone about this list, it's going to be about 1 and 2.
Yeah, I feel like, some people might say 2 is worse than 1, but we're going to give our reasons, so we've kind of discussed this kind of as thoroughly as we can, but like I said, we want to hear your comments. Let us know what you think about the list. Let us know what your list is. And I think we should just get started.
All right.
So
we're going to start off number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10. So for number 10, we are picking the Dine-Slaves from Iron-Blooded Orphans.
And we picked this for several reasons. So they're pretty easy to manufacture, and you can manufacture a whole lot of them, strap them into a lot of grunts, and they create a huge impact on the terrain and or anything that is beneath them.
Yeah, just a very cheap orbital weapon.
I mean, it's basically kind of like a railgun, and then just shooting like a physical object at whatever you're trying to hit on the surface.
Yep, and it's going to create a whole bunch of craters and like, if no one has any intel about it, then, no one's really going to dodge it.
Yeah, which kind of happens at the end of Iron-Blooded. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, they're very destructive for being so cheaply made, and then, of course, just having huge, large numbers of them. We do know from the Calamity War that they were used to help take down like mobile armors and stuff. Now, unfortunately, we were kind of struggling with 10 to either have the Dine-Slaves or the mobile armors from IBO. And it's really hard to say, because even though we kind of get to see what a mobile armor could do there, we don't know their destructive capabilities for sure. So that's why we went to Dine-Slaves. And plus, we thought they were really cool for just being that physical weapon that is just, launched at somebody, so. Now, we should probably talk about the downsides of the Dine-Slaves, which put them at number 10.
Yeah, so the reason why the Dine-Slaves aren't higher is that, 1, you need a massive force armed with Dine-Slaves to really make them effective. And your units can easily kind of get offed if you don't clear them out. And if you do clear them out, it is kind of telegraphing what you're going to do.
Yeah, you kind of see it with Mika, and then of course Space Cuts or Akihiro. They're like wondering why like they're kind of pulling back. So, you know, if they had a little bit more prior knowledge to what was going on, possibly they could have dodged it. I know that McGillis does it as well, so having that information is a downside, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to get, especially with like in Tekken's situation. Then we also forgot that they can break the armor, the nanolite or nanolaminate armor.
Yeah.
But I know that you have some opinions on that too, so.
Yeah, so long story short, I don't think it's as invulnerable to beam weaponry as people make it out to be, but that's not the topic of this video.
Yeah, but it can break through it, and we know just from their battle with like the mobile armor, the beams will kind of, you know, not affect the mobile suits as much as, you know, regularly in other Gundam series, so that's also a positive in a way, but I think we will save the whole armor debate for another time.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a video that we do eventually.
Alright.
Alright.
Number 9?
Yep, number 9. The Solar System from 0079 and Stardust Memories.
So, yeah, I know people were probably thinking maybe like the solar ray itself, because it kind of uses the same mirror mechanisms, but kind of concentrates the beam. Now, we might bring that up later, but for right now, we're going to talk about the solar system itself. So basically, just all the mirrors that will make a focal point on, you know, as they did in Solomon or any other base and or target.
Yeah, so essentially, we chose this at number 9 because basically what the solar system does is that it focuses light and heat onto a point, and it pretty much just like burns whatever is there. Like, it's like being under the like a giant
Microscope.
Yeah, like
yeah.
like spyglass or something, you know, and like
You're basically being burned like an ant. Like, you have those psycho kids who will, like, you know, magnify glass like an ant. And that's basically what you're getting. So, I did look up on Gundam Wiki. It says that the focal point is basically the surface temperature of the sun. So, probably not a great way to die.
Yeah, you are pretty much just burning alive, and then your mobile suit exploding is just kind of the thing that eases your pain.
I guess so. I guess that's a good way to put it. But some other good positives. You don't have the Minovsky particles, so it's a little hard to track when you're setting this up.
Yeah, so it's not really going to appear on radar. Like, what I think Dozel is just like, oh, they must just be kind of doing whatever or whatever. Like he doesn't really suspect what the Earth Federation is doing with the solar system until like the actual solar system is used.
Yeah, you don't really see it coming, especially for like the first use.
Yeah.
Can also be used repeatedly. And even though you might have to replace some of the mirrors, they are a pretty simple repair. So basically they're just mirrors. They're like literally just like giant mirrors that reflect sunlight.
Yep, no battery, no anything. You just have to replace the entire mirror.
Now, downsides is that even though they're just mirrors, yeah, they're really fragile. So if you attack them, they're gonna get it. You know, they're gonna blow up.
Yeah, or like shatter.
Or shatter or anything. Basically, they're not usable. And then once you do use it repeatedly, we see this in 0083. The output gets decreased by pretty good significant percentage. I think it says 80% on their second shot, if I'm correct, but I think it was around there.
Yeah, for each use, the power's gonna go down, and like it's still not able to actually like fully destroy something. like it's essentially just like burning something. It's not like actually destroying something.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
you see it kind of in 83 when they do use the solar system on the colony as it's dropping to Earth. So, like, it might damage it to an extent, but at the same time, it doesn't have as much destructive power to actually, like, blow it up or put it into pieces, so...
Yeah, like, the colony is, like, burned, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's still intact.
And then you have to also think that it has a limited power, because you are just reflecting kind of the heat and then the light that's around that area, so it doesn't produce anything by itself.
Yeah.
So that's why we put that at number 9. Alright.
Number 8. Yomantho from Mobile Suit Gundam G-Quux.
Or, as we affectionately call it, Yo Mama.
Yep, Yo Mama. Alright, so this was a very interesting one, because essentially, like, with the Yomantho, you like, location doesn't matter, right? So, like, we see this in, like, the last handful of episodes for G-Quux. It literally teleports a Baoku and pretty much just, like squishes it together pretty much.
It basically just, like, black holes it to, like, the location by the Yomantho and just, like, starts crushing it. And, you know, at the same time, it will send whatever, I guess, that is left of a Baoku or, you know, just pieces of it to the other side as well, so...
Yeah, the other side being, like, the other universe, because, you know, like, some people probably not watch G-Quux.
Yeah, so basically when, like, the Zeknovas kind of collide with each other, they kind of make a rip in reality, I guess is a good way to put it, or, you know, make that kind of black hole that things can travel back and forth from those different universes, I guess.
Yeah.
So our biggest, I think, problem on this is just how vague it is, kind of.
Yeah, it's very vague. Like, how does this work? So, like, we did not get to see the Yomantho work on, like, targeting Earth because it had a cooldown. But how would that work? Would, like, a portion of the planet just be, like, black holed or, like, sucked into space? Like, right next to it, and then, like, condensed, just like we saw with the Baoku?
Or does it destroy the whole thing?
Yeah, or does it destroy the whole thing? And if it does just take a small chunk out of the planet, does that also affect its mass? And, like, the gravity?
So there's just a lot of unanswered questions from G-Quux itself. I think another thing, too, and we didn't write this in our notes, but it does require the 2 Zeknovas, so... Technically speaking, it requires, like, a machine or some kind of other, like, object from the other side to actually create the Zeknova.
Yeah, which was the Elmeth.
Yeah, which is the Elmeth or the Rosa Sharon. So if you don't have that, it really doesn't work. But, you know, of course, in the G-Quux context, we did have it, so... And then, as you said, the cooldown time is pretty long as well, because Nian couldn't fire it consecutively.
Yeah. Honestly, like, if we had more context about how this works, then this would probably be up higher on the list.
Yeah, it's very destructive, but just because we don't get much information about it, it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, you're getting crushed to death, and then... God forbid, like, if you do make it to the other side, like, we don't know if, like, your systems in a Baoku are just, like, so screwed up that there's no oxygen anymore, you just die there, or, you know, we don't know what's going on, you know? Nobody knows exactly where it transports you.
Yeah, and, like we said, like, the range is pretty much, like, unlimited.
Yeah, you just put in the coordinates and boom, whatever you want is, kind of brought to you, I guess.
Yeah, but that's kind of why it's so low on the list. We don't really understand how it works.
So if we had more context, maybe it'd go up a little bit higher.
Alright.
Yeah. Number 7?
Yep, number 7.
Alright, number 7.
we have the bugs from Mobile Suit Gundam F91.
This is probably one of my scariest things.
Yeah, so this is more of a psychological scary kind of deal because this is like having your own personal serial killer.
You know, I compare it to the Predator. So if you guys have ever watched Predator, I highly recommend it. It's a great movie. But essentially, like, the Predator will hunt you down. You know, it has like the the heat vision and stuff, and that's how it'll hunt you down. And it's kind of like the bugs from F91. So essentially, what it'll do is that they're made to specifically kill humans, but it tracks you with your heat. It tracks you with your CO2 emission, so any breath you take, you're screwed. And then of course tracks your movement too. So if you want to put it in the context of Predator, you'd have to be covered in mud. You'd have to stop breathing for God knows how long before the bug actually didn't detect you anymore, and then you can't move at all. So good luck with that.
Yep. And then the bugs can also release smaller ones for like smaller spaces. So if you're like hiding in a vent or something,
yeah, you're still screwed.
Yeah, you're still screwed.
So vents, shelters. There's that creepy part when like it goes into like the house. I think they're hiding like in a closet or something, and like it just goes in there and like shoots them with a beam or something.
Yeah, or like that one where it just like chainsaws them.
Oh yeah. So like these things will kill you anyway. So they'll either like chainsaw you, they'll like shoot you with like a beam, or they'll just self-destruct on you. So it will do its job. It will just kill you. And so it was I think they say in the movie that it's meant to exterminate the whole colony population, which is about 3 million people, and it should be done in about 2 to 3 days. So that is effectively just terrifying.
Yeah, like it's gonna take some time, but
it'll find you.
Yeah, it will find you.
Like there's really nowhere to hide from this thing.
So. Yeah. Now, the reason why it is number 7 is that the bugs are more aimed at people. Like it leaves like the buildings and stuff intact for the most part.
Yeah, I think so. One of the goals was to actually keep the colony intact for their civilians that would move into there eventually, or their military. So they didn't want to destroy the infrastructure too much. Not to say that it can't destroy infrastructure. I mean, we see like the buzzsaw through like the bus and stuff, so it can, but that's not the main goal of it. It's really just to kill the humans and or living organisms it finds. And, they can be destroyed too, obviously, by mobile suits, so...
Yeah, by mobile suits, they're still going to be kind of hard for mobile suits to deal with. Like the smaller bugs, probably kind of harder to target.
I mean, we see what happens to, God, I can't remember what his name is, but the guy who's with Seabook on their side in his mobile suit, so he dies, but, sorry guys, it's been a long time since I watched F91.
Yeah. It's been a while.
But you know what? It's still stuck with me, like how terrifying these bug things are. So I will gladly put them at number 7. Right, number 6.
Yep, number 6. So for number 6, we have kind of a combo here. We have the Memento Mori and the Requiem.
Yep. So one from 00 and the other one from Seed Destiny.
Yep. So we kind of put these on the same tier because it's the same reason. So it's a beam that you could pretty much aim anywhere.
Yeah, so precise targeting, kind of like the same system, though Memento Mori is more for Earth, so it can pick basically a target on Earth and target it directly. The Requiem is a little bit different just because it can shoot in Earth and space. Doesn't matter what the target is.
Yeah.
But basically, they're precise targeting of any area with the destructive power of a nuclear weapon. it's mentioned in Double O, and I think you see it happen that basically you can wipe a small country off the face of the planet.
Yeah, I forget what country it was.
One of the neighboring Middle Eastern countries, I remember that, but I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can wipe off a whole country off the map. There are some downsides to this, though.
Yep. So basically, for the Memento Mori, there is a blind spot, like along the the ring of the solar power generation thing. I'm forgetting the actual term. And that's pretty much how the Double O crew destroy it the first time, and then Setsuna just does the Double O Riser thing on the second one.
It's not to say that they don't have forces actually guarding that area, and I know that there's some smaller beam weapons there, but obviously it's still a really bad blind spot for that.
Yeah.
And then for the Requiem itself, you do have the relay stations, which bend the beam for any surprise attacks or anything, so literally you don't know where that beam is going to actually attack. At the same time, though, once those relay stations are destroyed, then you can't really bend your beam, or it takes a massive amount of time to put your relay station in another place to shoot where you want to.
Yeah, if you really wanted to, you can go after the relay stations first.
Which they do in Sea Destiny.
Yeah, I think they only go after one relay station,
Yeah,
though.
they only do.
If they really wanted to, they can go after, a couple of them. And make it even harder for them to target.
Now, they are pretty massive, so they do take some firepower to actually destroy, but once you do, then your enemy is set back a pretty good amount of time, so it takes them a while to get their next shot kind of lined up. And then for both of these, basically they have long charging times too, so...
Yes.
Yep, once you fire once, and then you just kind of have to wait for a while. So, like we said, you have to have the defense on the relay stations for the Requiem, and then, of course, you have to have all that defense for just that one blind spot for the Memento Mori, so... Alright.
Alright, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for those two.
Yeah, I think so. But kind of the same concept, so that's why we included both of those together.
Yes.
Alright, number 5?
Yep, number 5. So... some people might get upset with us about this, but we put Angel Halo at number 5.
Yes, Angel Halo at number 5 from Victory Gundam. So, it is extremely powerful. It will cause kind of mind regression for all living things that are around it. And from Victory Gundam itself, you kind of notice through the pilots, Uso is having hallucinations and stuff, so it does take effect.
Yeah.
For sure. And then the point of it was actually to kind of reach the Earth more, where it would cause rapid cellular degeneration, premature aging, and then death would basically come for anybody who would just fall asleep from it. So it's a terribly weird weapon that psychically attacks your mind, and basically you don't really have much of defense against it.
Yeah, now, the reason why it's number 5 is kind of a few reasons. So, number 1, it takes a whole lot of new types in order to power this thing.
Yeah, so the rings themselves are lined with I think 20,000, I think they're called psychickers.
Psychics or whatever.
Yeah, so basically 20,000 of even the weakest new types are used as a battery to actually power this thing. That's a lot of people. And then, of course, since Angel Halo doesn't have any weapons itself to defend it, you also need the manpower from your army to defend it.
Yeah, and the other reasons are that, it kind of gets into Yomantho territory where, the range isn't really specified, right? So, there are definitely things about this weapon that aren't specified, like the range. And the last thing is that there's not really widespread destruction. But like buildings aren't gonna be destroyed about this.
No, it like gets into the minds of like living people. It doesn't really actually destroy buildings or anything. I mean, like I said, it's terrifying that it like pretty much regresses your brain to like an infant state. But like we said, the range is not specified, so like if we're on one side of like the hemisphere, does it like Angel Halo reach the rest of the Earth? Like we don't know exactly what the range of the psychic like kind of pulse is.
Yeah, like does it cover the whole planet or just like the hemisphere that it's on?
But
I don't think that ever gets specified.
I don't think it does either. But just because it takes so much manpower, 20,000 people at least to power this thing, and then of course there's just some vague questions about it. That's why we put it at number 5. Like, it's terrifying, of course, and you know, it definitely makes Uso hallucinate because, you know, he's like, huh, are these women in bikinis actually attacking me?
But no, they were real. Which I still don't understand the plan behind that, honestly.
I don't know, Cartagena was just some crazy,
Crazy woman.
Yeah, she's a crazy woman.
Crazy woman!
But yeah, so definitely Angel Halo is like a terrifying weapon, and I don't think I'd want to die from basically my brain being turned to mush, but there's just so many unanswered questions about it that we have to put it at 5.
Yeah, I think that's it. Number 4?
Number 4.
Alright, number 4. It's another combo. So, number 4 we got colony drops and the G3 gas. So we have these as a combination because usually they'll gas the colony and then throw said colony onto the planet.
Yeah, and the gas itself is just crazy potent. So it's fast, it's potent, it's lethal. And then it is listed as one of the leading causes of fatalities during a 1-year war. And basically, if you're caught anywhere in that colony, it doesn't matter where you are in that colony, you're gonna get gassed. And unless you're in a sealed spacesuit, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, then it's gonna be like Shiro in 8th MS team when he's having that nightmare and he's kind of remembering what happened on what was it, Side 2?
Side 2, yeah.
Yeah, Side 2.
So there are different ways that they portray this as well, the gas. So obviously I think that 08 is probably the most horrific version of it. And I don't know if that's because maybe Shiro was closer to kind of the epicenter of where the gas kind of started. But it's kind of like a nerve / kind of blistering gas, kind of like a mustard gas, I think is what they described it as. So yeah, you see like the actual horrific like body, like, you know, like
the
gore.
body horror and
all that coming out. You do see the scene in the origin when basically everybody in the shelter kind of just falls asleep, but it's just so fast they don't know what's happening to them. So it's a very potent killer. And then of course, like in Zeta Gundam, you see basically what happens after that G3 gas is just kind of like dispersed in a colony.
plus you do get to see like when Camille senses that the gas is being used, and he kind of has his Obi-Wan moment where it's like, I feel like a ton of voices screaming out in agony.
Yeah, so we just had to include it as well, just because it's kind of part of like the death count when it comes to these colony drops. So that's why we also included the G3 gas kind of, I guess, fatalities.
And now the colony drop itself,
there's a lot of colony drops.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And I don't know, like, I guess this could also apply to like other things that are dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so not just colony drops, I guess, but you know, you have Axis that Char was gonna drop. You have the Break of the World incident in Gundam Seed, where Junie 7 is dropped. You know, a lot of things get dropped on the Earth.
Yeah.
So, what makes the colonies, I guess, a little bit different? I guess, A, because you have the added fatalities of, like, the G3 gas.
Yep.
And then B is because you have all the environmental destruction, and then, of course, what happens after the colony is actually dropped on Earth. So, of course, we see in the 1 Year War, only one colony gets dropped, and that's Operation British. Same thing with, like, Double Zetas, Dublin. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones off the top of my head.
Operation Stardust.
Operation Stardust, yep. My bad. Hey, but at least I remember Double Zeta. But I think the one we want to mention most is from Gundam X. So,
Yeah, so from Gundam X, basically the whole story just happens because pretty much the equivalent of Zeon, it's not exactly Zeon, but the equivalent of Zeon throws a whole ton of colonies onto the Earth instead of just one.
yeah,
And it, like, destroys 99% of human life on Earth.
And then it's also followed by a 7-year nuclear winter. I kind of asked you this question, but, like, with Char only throwing Axis with, I guess, some nuclear weapons in there, we were wondering, like, would it be the equivalent of, like, the 7-year nuclear winter, or would it be less, maybe more? I'm not 100% sure, but Gundam X specifically states that it's a 7-year nuclear winter, so... But yeah, and I literally don't know how many colonies get thrown on Gundam X. If you watch kind of like the prologue thing, you just see a whole bunch. It's like Operation British on steroids.
Yeah.
Okay, so yep, a lot of death, a lot of destruction on Earth, and that's just not like buildings, this is like environmental destruction, it's the whole shebang.
Yeah, plus, like, just imagine looking up and you see this giant thing just falling towards you. I think we kind of get, like a perspective of that from narrative.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Just this giant thing just falling towards you.
But yeah, it screws things up for sure. But there are some minus things we had to bring up. So these things can be intercepted, and the damage can be reduced to a point. So
yeah, it's kind of like how the Federation was able to redirect the colony from Operation British.
It was supposed to hit Jabro.
Yeah, it was supposed to hit Jabro, and it didn't. It hit Australia, and other parts of it hit elsewhere.
Yeah, a piece of it, but it mostly caused the crater in Australia.
Yeah.
The thing we get to see well, right now we get to see it in every Gundam opening, but, you know. Another thing is, you're probably limited to how many colonies you can drop.
Yeah.
Because, A, you either have to, like, take over them, or move your population out of them. I know Zeon does that to make the colony laser, but basically, you're kind of limited to how many colonies you can actually, like, use for this attack.
Yeah, or have it be like a colony that's under construction or something, I guess. Because I think the Titans do that when they're trying to throw one on Von Braun.
Yeah, see, we even get colonies on the moon, so...
Yeah.
It's like, people try to throw colonies in every freaking Gundam series almost, but, yeah, so you're really limited to how many colonies you can actually use. Obviously in Gundam X, they were just like, screw the rules, and they just threw how many... colonies they wanted to on there, but...
Yeah, you are very much limited to how many you can secure.
And then, of course, if you have population space, you still need colonies to live on, so...
Yeah.
So that's why it's number 4 for us.
Yep.
Number 3?
Yep, alright, number 3. Did you want to do honorable mentions now, or wait until after this one?
Let's wait till after this one, because 1 and 2 are the ones that I think are probably going to have the most controversial.
Alright, so number 3. Number 3 is another combo, and it's because they're kind of similar concepts.
Yeah, they're basically kind of the same of how they work.
Yeah, so number 3 is the Cyclops system
The Genesis.
and the Neo Genesis,
And the
which
Neo
is pretty
Genesis.
much just the Genesis.
Yeah, basically. So we had to give number 3 this one, and I think it's just because of how
Just how it happens.
how intimate we get with how brutal like everybody dies in this. It's not as I guess widespread destruction as a colony drop. I think it's just the fact that you're watching in real time of like how these people are actually dying, and it's like freaking crazy.
Yeah, so basically it's like a giant microwave.
So yeah, imagine if a person was in a microwave, like when you put like popcorn in a microwave.
Or like a hot dog, and you don't poke holes in it before you put it in the microwave.
So basically, yeah, it's like human Jiffy Pop. Oh my god, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna do the images on this, because I don't know if like we can show like the gore and stuff from this.
I'll try to get the frame like right before that Zap pilot like pops.
Oh my god, though.
He's gonna look like the puff guy from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the Stay Puft Man. But yeah, I think this is probably like one of those just weapons / kills that you watch it, it just never goes out of your mind.
Like, oh man, I'm gonna remember that for a while.
Like, okay, don't get me wrong, so we can give some statistics on this. So, in Alaska itself, when they used the Cyclops system, it was a 10-kilometer wide crater, and then it killed about 80% of Zap's forces that were there. Obviously, it was meant to kill more, but, you know, Kira kind of sounded the alarm, and I guess people were saved because of that, so... also, so, basically, the Genesis takes that concept, but makes it into, like, a beam weapon, where the Cyclops system is kind of more like just a bomb.
Yeah.
So, the Genesis, we know can destroy fleets. It was going to be aimed at Earth before Patrick Zala got shot, but it said that it could have destroyed half of Earth's population if it was shot. It's also protected by a lot of multiple layers of phase shift armor. I think the Neo Genesis also had Mirage Colloid, but basically after you kind of fire it, you kind of know where it's at. So
yeah.
And the Neo Genesis itself is a little bit smaller and a little less powerful than the actual Genesis, so...
But it's pretty much just the Genesis.
It's basically just the Genesis, yeah.
Except with the cool, like, Star Wars-style throne room for some reason.
Because, you know, Gil wanted a Star Wars Emperor throne room, that's all. And he has a cool voice, but his character kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, his character was a simp.
Yeah.
That was his whole motivation. I do not like Durandal at all.
Oh, okay, so, but, okay, downsides for the actual systems. The Cyclops system is a one-use system.
One-use system, and you pretty much have to, like, use it as a trap.
Yeah, so it can be activated from far away. Basically, we see the Earth forces do that. Like, they just turn the keys and kind of set off in a bomb, so... it's very powerful, but it's only one use. And then for the Genesis / Neo Genesis, it does take time to switch out what they call the mirrors, even though it looks like a giant kind of tower thing.
Yeah, it looks like a weird, like, cone-looking thing. That does not look like a mirror.
Yeah, and obviously you can tell, like, these aren't plain mirrors like the solar system, so they're more customized mirrors, so of course they're going to take more resources to make. But, yeah, I don't think anybody can ignore just how impactful the Cyclops or the, you know, Neo Genesis or Genesis is on people, especially. It's like, holy god. I think when you first see it, you're just like, oh my god.
It's just like, whoa!
I wasn't expecting that. Oh man. Okay, so that was 3.
Yeah, that was 3.
Let's go on to honorable mentions before we've hit the first 2, because that might be the most controversial.
Alright, so honorable mentions. Number 1, we have Angel Call.
An angel call is from
Crossbone.
and basically it's like a pathogen that will kind of liquefy a human body. It's like freaking crazy. Now, the reason why we didn't put it as a top 10 is because it's not really ever weaponized.
Yeah, it's never really used.
Yeah, so the plan was to actually use it after Angel Halo came through and kind of like dumbed everybody down and then just have Angel Call kind of finish off the job. But because it's so potent as like a pathogen, they couldn't weaponize it. So, I mean, that's good. At the same time, it's a little terrifying what it can do.
Yeah. And then next one we have beam weaponry / nukes.
This is kind of like the most common way to die
Yeah,
in
like
Gundam.
it's super common, and like beam weapons includes things like the Buster Rifle, the satellite cannon,
Colony laser, if you want to.
colony laser. So grips 2 would be included in this. Uso beam sabering that lady.
The bikini ladies.
Yeah.
Funnels. Yeah, so it happens so often that it's just like, it's a little boring to put on this list as deadliest. So
Or
that's why we did.
scariest.
Yeah, or scariest. So that's why we didn't put it. Now, obviously, it's scary in its own right. I mean, you have like Gundam X, you have Tifa make like the face after the satellite cannon goes off because it's very destructive. But
Yeah, very destructive, and she's like hearing all of the voices.
yeah, I mean, so it's not like, it's not potent or scary, but it's just, it happens so often. And like things like funnels are kind of cool too because like they're targeted, so they're controlled with the mind and they're a little bit more precise. So you have like the attack on Solomon from Lala, which is pretty covert. So
Yeah, and I initially kind of wanted it on the list, but there's enough that outdo it that it just doesn't make the list. Like especially funnels. I kind of wanted funnels because like imagine, it's Lala's first attack on Solomon, and you're just on the ship, you're taking a dump, and then all of a sudden, like without any warning, you just blow up.
sometimes you hear the Lala sound.
Yeah. You're just like, what is that? Boom!
And we kind of included nukes on here too, just because it's like a flash of heat. So that's basically, you just get like incinerated by a nuke or a beam weapon, or vaporated like we like to say. So
Yeah, that was... So the origin of Vaporated is I was really tired one night, and I think I was watching Gundam Seed with you, and instead of vaporized, I said vaporated. So I just made up a word.
but yeah, so we like beam weaponry, but at the same time, it happens too much, I think, to make top 10. That's why it's honorable. Another honorable mention are the photon missiles from
G-Reco.
G-Reco.
I cannot say the full name, so I
No.
just call it G-Reco.
Reconquista G or something.
Yeah.
So we put this one in honorable mention. I mean, it is terrifying because it does kind of wipe off like your existence. But at the same time, we don't know exactly if people are in pain, and or if like when I watch the clip, it's like instantaneously almost. So it's like, yeah, it causes a lot of destruction, but like
They're just kind of missiles.
yeah,
Like,
they're kind of missiles.
they are very effective missiles, don't get me wrong. Like it pretty much just like completely wipes you out with very little debris at all. But at the end of the day, like they're missiles.
Yeah, and like we said, it just kind of happens instantaneously. So like all of these other like weapons and stuff we like mentioned, it's like, man, it's a horrible death. This is like you're dying in agony. You're being burned alive. You're being hit by like a physical object. It's a lot of stuff like that. So even though the photon missiles are like terrifying to just kind of pop out of existence, they get the honorable mention.
Yeah, it feels a little mundane, I guess, to me for like Gundam standards, which is kind of weird. Kind of you know, it kind of makes you wonder, huh? Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Well, we are making a list about the scariest ways to basically die in Gundam, so.
Yeah. And then our last honorable mention would be pilot enhancing system. So this is actually what kind of made me want to make this video, and that would be things like the exam on the Blue Destiny suits.
Or you have another one, like the Pale Rider.
Yeah, the Pale Rider.
Mm-hmm.
So with the exam system for the Blue Destinies, pretty much to get paranormal with it, you had like the soul of a new type inside of the exam system, and it would like take over the mobile suit, and like the stress would kill the pilot sometimes, and just go berserk on everyone. And then with the Hades system for the Pale Rider, there is so much pilot augmentation, like drugs and pilot enhancements and stuff, that pilot is not really going to have a normal life. So that is just terrifying too.
Yeah, we can include also like the Zero system from Wing. Obviously, it kind of makes you hallucinate, but you can kind of overcome it as well if you master it. So, and in terms of like pilot enhancement, it usually only really affects the person who's getting enhanced. So, say the Zero system, you're the one piloting it, so you're the one who's getting your brain like screwed up with. Same thing with the exam system, same thing with the Pale Rider. I don't know, you want to include like the druggies from like Seed or something, like
yeah, or like cyber new types.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
So like the enhancement is happening to them, and yeah, it can cause destruction, but the worst of it is on the actual pilot themselves. All right. Number two.
Let's get ready to go into the fire.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get some fire from this, and I am okay with that.
Yeah, like we talked for like a good 15 minutes when we were coming up with this list about where to put this.
Yeah, and it was like, oh god, one or two. You know, it's one of those things where you're like, oh crap, man. Like, people are probably gonna say this is number one, but at the same time, like, I see some of like the things where I'm like, okay, I think you could come back from this, so we'll see what happens. But like we always say, please comment if you want to tell us we're wrong here. We're okay with that. So we like we said, we had a pretty lengthy discussion on how we were gonna do these last two.
All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so number two is the Moonlight Butterfly.
From Turn A Gundam.
Yes, from Turn A Gundam. All right, so break down the Moonlight Butterfly real quick. Basically, it's a bunch of nanomachines that completely wrecks technology.
And it will disintegrate all matter, so that's organic, and it's, of course, technology, so inorganic.
Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily attack living organisms, and that's part of the reason why we have it at number two.
And we're not sure how long it takes for the actual Moonlight Butterfly to wipe out all of technology.
Yeah. So this is a weapon or attack that is mostly meant for technology. So like it will send you technology-wise back to the 1800s, pretty much.
Or the Stone Age even. Like, it will completely wipe out your technology, and it can take hundreds, maybe thousands of years for humans to kind of get back to a semblance of where they were. And obviously in Turn A Gundam, it's kind of more of like, you know, an early kind of like 1900s kind of scenario where, you know, you might have a biplane or something, but yeah, you're not having mobile suits. You don't have like nuclear power or anything. And God knows how long it took you to get back there. It's not really specified with the Dark History. And we'll get to that in a second, because if you've heard anything about, like, if you watched our G-Quack stuff, you'll know that I did a rant on the Dark History already. But the thing is, we know that humanity and then eventually technology itself will eventually come back.
Yeah.
Another thing we pointed out from Turn of Gundam was that they do excavate technology that has been buried deep enough. Now, the nanomachines on the Moonlight Butterfly will, really,
change the landscape?
Yeah, change the landscape. It can destroy mountains and stuff. But I'm assuming that it's if you're underground enough, like these suits that they find or like the plane that they find are buried deep enough that they were untouched by it. So we don't know the range of what the Moonlight Butterfly is either.
Yeah, and here's the thing, people can be affected by the nanomachines.
And you can get turned to dust by it. We're not saying you can't.
Yeah. But here's the thing, with how connected people are to technology, especially nowadays, I feel like if the Moonlight Butterfly happened and it also focused on people, then there would be no people.
Yeah, and we know that humanity does come back from this.
Yeah.
Evident in Turn of Gundam. But
So,
if you... Oh, you want to go?
Oh, I was just going to say I am very wary about how common it is for the Moonlight Butterfly to affect people. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, we didn't know, since it doesn't particularly, I guess attack humanity. Like we said, humanity can come back from this. It's going to take a lot of work, but it's not impossible. And if you know about the dark history, that apparently this happens every time in every Gundam universe, and basically everything converges into Turn A. I've already kind of done my rant on the dark history. I don't like the concept of it. But there's also the... I can't remember what anniversary it was, but basically Amuro and Lala kind of witnessed the Turn of Gundam kind of doing the dark history thing where it wipes out everything. But at the same time, yeah, we get the whole thing about, there's still hope. Humanity's still going to make it through this. We can kind of, try to make a more peaceful Earth out of this. So I think that's our biggest thing about the Moonlight Butterfly, is that even though it's so destructive, there is still hope for humanity.
Yes.
So that's why I think we put it at number 2.
All right. Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1, we have the Devil Gundam and DG cells.
So the Devil Gundam itself is just so crazy resourceful. It stands on the 3 principles of its own self-recovery, self-replication, and then self-evolution. So all those were meant to be good things for humanity, but of course after, it went into the atmosphere, crashed, then it got the AI and or nanomachines and or whatever it's made of got really angry and decided that...
got the idea of saying, you know what, humans kind of suck.
Exactly.
So we're just going to save nature by eliminating all humans.
Exactly. So, as we see, it's pretty effective in what it does. So, like we said, the main goal becomes human destruction. To do that, it eventually makes its own army.
Yep.
So that includes mobile suits that it makes out of its replicating DG cells, and of course pilots.
Yeah, pilots, which are normal people that are infected with DG cells and become these really creepy zombie-looking guys. You don't just die; you become its undead servant.
Yeah. So when you go down into the Shinjuku area, you see that. Basically, it's turning the population of Shinjuku into these, undead, pilot things that are infected by GG cells. So, not only do the GG cells themselves infect humans, but they also infect technology, and we see that happen with the Gundam fights as well. So, we had the guy from Neo Turkey, he gets infected. Of course, other pilots down the line as well, Mikolo,
Gentle Chapman,
who is literally brought back from the dead too. So
yeah, he pretty much dies, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So It reanimated his corpse, basically. And that's basically what it does, too,
Yep.
once the DG cells kill you, is it just reanimates your corpse, so...
Yeah, the Neo-Egypt fighter who was like the
Yeah.
mummy.
The mummy guy. So, I think in basically the most, like, simple way we can put this is basically, like, a zombie infection of Gundam.
Yeah.
So, the infection will spread. And then basically once you get, when you have those DG cells put on you, you're mentally and physically corrupted. And then eventually, when it does kill you, you become the undead Death Army or Dark Army pilot. So, there's a couple things. It does use a core life unit.
Yep. So, that would be people like Kyoji at first. And then the second core life unit would be Rain.
Now, the core life units do improve its performance, but it doesn't necessarily need it to function.
Yeah, not necessarily. So we see that when Rain gets kind of yeeted out of it. That's what happens. She gets yeeted out of it. She just shoots right out of it. That the Devil Gundam can like move by itself and act, and it kind of becomes more beast-like.
Yeah, it's almost like a rabid-like animal, kind of.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you'll see from the series that the DG cells aren't impossible to cure, but they're very difficult to get rid of. So it takes a lot of medical attention to actually do anything. Or, like, you use, I don't know, like the power of love, I guess, but...
Yeah, I don't want to think about the ending to G Gundam,
Yeah.
Amy.
So, why did we put this as number 1?
Because... Okay, so if Domon and the Shuffle Alliance wasn't there, it is pretty... what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty reasonable to think that the Devil Gundam would have taken over the Earth, like, fairly quickly.
I would say fairly. So you have some people who can resist the DG cells a little bit more. Obviously you have like Master Asia who didn't let himself get infected. At the same time though, it's kind of like just a normal person. Well, guess what? This is a zombie apocalypse at this point because the DG cells will spread. It's basically like a disease that will eventually turn basically all of humanity into the Death Army, Dark Army, whatever. But the creepy skeleton guys who basically serve the Devil Gundam, so unless you have the Shovel Alliance, or ultimately even the Devil Gundam itself, like it supposedly is destroyed. Like I don't know how many multiple times, but you really don't destroy it until the end of G Gundam, and like I said, that's through the power of love and of course of the Burger King. So it's like. You need like a supernatural force to actually combat what the Devil Gundam is. If not, it's like a zombie like apocalypse. So people get infected, the whole Earth is basically screwed. And that's why it's harder for me to say that humanity is going to come out of this in some way compared to like the Moonlight Butterfly.
Yeah, and all of the DG cells need to be destroyed.
Yeah, they do.
So, like, Domon destroyed the Devil Gundam like twice, and then I don't know if this is correct or not, but I think Ulube might have had like some DG cells the whole time.
Possibly, yeah. We don't know exactly, but he does show up with them when he pilots that Walter Gundam.
The Grandmaster Gundam.
Oh, sorry, Grandmaster. Yeah, I'm thinking about Wong. Wong is piloting the Walter Gundam before Domon leaves, but yeah. Because we know that Ulube did go into contact with the Dark Gundam basically when it crash landed on Earth, so...
Yeah, when it was leaving Neo Japan, I think, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
So... We don't know how long he was infected. It doesn't really say. Now, I'm thinking too with the DG cells, like, if you're already kind of like an evil person, you probably just kind of can control it a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. Your whole body doesn't get DG celled like a Lube until you kind of want it to spread, so. But for so many normal people, once you get DG celled, you're kind of screwed. And that's kind of evident when it was building its army in Shinjuku, and it's just normal people who are getting death armied, so.
Yeah, and when Rain pretty much took over Neo Japan.
Oh yeah, we never even mentioned like the destructive power that it actually does, because once Rain, and she does control it. Let's just put it this way.
It is stated that she is at least partially controlling it.
Yes.
Because, everyone's like, she's trying to keep you away, Domon.
At the same time, like, there's like all these Devil Gundam tentacles going down to Earth, and it's screwing up like the whole environment down there, so.
Yeah, it's like zapping people.
Yeah.
And...
So at that point, like, nature is not like its, goal anymore to save. It's pretty much destroying the whole Earth, so. If it was let to happen, then, the Earth wouldn't be habitable for humanity anyway, so have fun with that. You're basically living on a hell on Earth if you let the Devil Gundam just basically have its way. So, for me, that's why I would put it over the Moonlight Butterfly. I see a lot less hope for humanity coming out of it, minus the interference, I guess, of True Love and the Burger King.
Oh, well, I was going to say the Shuffle Alliance, but yeah, that too.
It takes so much to kill the Devil Gundam itself, and the DG cells spreading is basically, like we said, a zombie kind of infection apocalypse, so not much hope for humanity, and that's why I feel really comfortable rating it as number 1. Now, you guys might disagree, and I'm okay with that.
I will stay on this hill.
Yeah, I'm gonna die on this hill for the Devil Gundam. But Josh, do you have anything else to say? That was our number 1. You want to go over really fast again what our top 10 were?
All right, so our top 10. Number 10 was the Dine Slaves. Number 9 was the Solar System. Number 8 is Yo Mama.
Yo Mampo.
Number 7 was the Bugs. 6 is Memento Mori and the Requiem. Number 5 is Angel Halo. Number 4 is Colony Drops and the G3 Gas. Number 3 is the Cyclops System / Genesis.
/ Neo Genesis.
Which is the same thing, pretty
basically.
Much. Number 2 is the Moonlight Butterfly, and number 1 is the Devil Gundam.
/ DG cells. Oh, man. So, yeah, this took us a good amount of time to think of a list. So, I hope everybody enjoys it, at least. Like I said, if you want to debate us in the comments, please do. We're cool with that. But yeah, this took us a while to kind of formulate how we wanted to do it. It went from top 10 ranking back to top 10, and yeah.
And then we considered like top 11 at some point,
yeah.
And
so we try to put a lot of thought into this video, and we hope you appreciate it. If you do want us to do more top 10s kind of later on, let us know, because this is kind of our experiment, and we kind of want to just do something that was creepy for Halloween, so dang, that was a long list.
That is a long list.
That was a long list. Oh man.
Well, I don't think I have anything else to say. Do you?
Oh, all I can think of is please like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, please make any comments down below. We try to answer any questions or, answer comments down there as much as we can. And we like the discourse. I mean, we're just a couple people who like Gundam, so obviously people will have different opinions, and we're cool with that. But make your argument down in the comments of why the Moonlight Butterfly should be number 1. I feel like we're going to get the most pushback for that one, but,
Yeah.
That's all I can say. But check out our X page, like, share, and subscribe like we said, and if you want another top 10, let us know in the comments. I can't think of anything else to say.
I think I'm done too.
Alright, great.
Alright, well, this has been Josh.
This has been Amy.
For Gundam of Gundams. See y'all later.
Bye-bye.